Space Travelers. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kahi.
And we're
the Genshin guys.
Welcome all. This podcast is for fans of Genshin Impact, the mobile game made by HoyoFair, also known as MiHoYo. Here we talk about our opinions, experiences, and dreams about Genshin Impact. If you like our show, don't forget to subscribe on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the podcast. So, before we get started, Happy New Year to everybody listening to the podcast. It's been a while. We kept waiting,
yeah.
but yeah, let's we've got a lot of things coming this year. Thank you for everyone and your support up until this point. But we got a whole nother year, so much more Genshin. Hopefully, a new region this year as well, and yeah, it's gonna be really fun. So let's dive right in.
You know what's gonna be great about this year?
What's that?
One thing about this year? This year is the year of the dragon, and you know the next region we're gonna go to this year is the place of dragons. I love it.
Oh my god!
Such great timing.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they did it on purpose. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Who knows, right? HoYoVerse. But Kahi, how are you doing today? How was your holiday? How have you been?
I have been everything. I have been great. I have been bad. I have been happy and sad. I have been in a flurry of emotions. I've been overworked. Right. I have been relaxed. I caught up on a bunch of anime, and there's a bunch of anime is still in my queue.
I caught up to a bunch of anime, and a bunch of anime caught up to me.
So, no, exactly. So this happened a long time ago, but this was when I got my computers and getting all my equipment set up. I reformatted one of my hard drives that had all my anime, and it wiped it out.
Oh no!
And so I started to slowly rebuild it. I got a couple of series and some movies backed up onto digital now, so just in case the disc breaks or my disc player doesn't work, slowly trying to rebuild it and then just kind of keep it on a hard drive and just put it into a shelf or something, because I did not want to go through this whole thing again.
Yeah, I remember the days of burning discs. I'm really happy I don't have to do that anymore. like ripping the CDs and stuff.
Well, once you get into the hang of it, once you just queue everything up, you just let it run off of that disc, and then you just go to another one. But anyways, yeah, I have been doing a lot, and I just feel like I haven't been getting anything done. You ever had that feeling? You do a bunch, and you're like, nothing, because there's so much more to do. This year's gonna be crazy. I can tell.
It's gonna be awesome.
Awesomely crazy. Crazy awesome. And what about you, Josh? How is the start to your new year?
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's been a tough couple months, but I actually streamed today for the first time in a long time, which is really fun, and looking forward to streaming a lot more soon. I'll be streaming Grand Blue also, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising, the new fighting game, and of course Genshin no Honkai, Star Rail specifically. But yeah, it's been an interesting couple months.
I have been curious about Monster Hunter just because I know the new one's going to be coming out not this year, I think next year, 2025. The new big open world. I think. Did you ever play that Monster Hunter World?
I played Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter the one on the Switch.
The Rise.
Is it Rise? Yeah, I played that one too.
I think it's Rise. Yeah, I think I just want to wait.
I like it.
It's always interested me.
But I love Monster Hunter for me is kind of whatever. It's like a slow grind and stuff, but it's really fun if you have friends that will consistently do it. If I can get a group of friends, maybe even from the Discord server, and if it's like Monster Hunter World graphics, those kind of graphics instead of the Switch graphics, I would be really interested in playing around in that game for sure. But yeah, just so much stuff coming. I've been playing Spider-Man 2. Oh my god, it's amazing. I'm like 80% through the game. It's just Spider-Man 2, but yes, he's amazing. And so
he is amazing too. Yes,
he's also amazing too. Yes. But yeah, it's been a trip. I really miss single player games where you don't have to worry about dailies and gachas and blah blah blah. So it's really nice. Gonna try to play more of those this year. I plan to play a lot more story games this year. Gosh, I did not play that many story games last year. Resident
I gotta
Evil,
get into Baldur's Gate 3 pretty soon.
Dude, they're playing it in the server if you want to play it with some people in the server. But it's not cross-platform, so you're gonna get it on PC, right?
I have to, yeah. I don't have a console.
I have a PlayStation that I would get it on, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I know they're planning on adding crossplay later, so we'll see. But anyway, enough about other random stuff. Let's get into today's topics and and just see how it goes. So, as always, we'll talk about our weeks in Genshin. We'll talk about Genshin news. We'll talk a little bit about Navia and some of the optimizations in 4.3, the Thelxie event, and we're going to talk about the community discussion question, followed by one last wish. Okay, so before we dive in, shout out time. So we have our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord already, please join our Discord. We're in there all the time doing stuff, playing games, chatting. It's been really fun this past couple of days. Yesterday, a bunch of people took turns doing Spiral Abyss. We were giving each other advice and just watching each other and cheering each other on. And then toward the end of the day, a lot of us ended up watching the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie together on Discord, which was really fun. It's my first time watching it. So I also have an LA meetup group in Los Angeles for Genshin. So if you want to meet up, if you live near Los Angeles, it's gonna be on the 13th. It'll be on meetup.com. So if you want to come hang out, feel free to come hang out. And yeah, if you want to support the podcast, the Ko-Fi link is in the description. Coffee Ko-Fi link, and that's gonna help support the time that we put into making the podcast. Hopefully there'll be more things in the future, like more benefits to like being a subscriber and things like that. But for now, it's there. If you have the means to donate, please feel free to. Otherwise, don't feel pressured. Okay, so that's pretty much it for shoutouts. Let's get started with our first segment, our weeks in Genshin. All right, Kahi, how has your week in Genshin been?
So I have been really, really loving my new Furina team. Of course, I made a Pokemon team, so I got Furina, I got Yao Yao, I got Kokomi, and I got Yaimiko, and I'm just standing there, just bouncing around, hopping around, just watching everything just explode into like Hyper Bloom teams. Hyper Bloom is just such a fun reaction, just seeing all the colors fly around, and just actually having a team where I don't actually have to like attack. I can actually just throw everything out, space myself, just get some distance and just watch everything fly. It's actually really fun. But it really made me tempted to start rebuilding old characters. But at the same time, I'm like, I still haven't triple crowned Neuvillette yet, or Furina. She's still at like 8-8, and I didn't even do anything with her basic attacks. I think Neuvillette, I finally got his basic attack and charge to level 10. I got his burst to level 9. I think I would just want to put his burst to level 10 and crown that, and then just leave his skill. I don't really. His skill is like a one shot. Wait, his burst?
You don't want to leave. You don't want to level up his normal attack?
No, I did. No, Neuvillette, he's already crowned for
his normal attacks. I see.
His burst is at 9, so I'm just gonna crown that and leave his other skill at 8. Because I mean, it doesn't do that much.
Yeah, you're right.
A big instance of damage, so I don't have to worry about that. Furina, though, because she's a support, I want her to be like a really good support, especially because she buffs everyone.
You want triple crown her?
Irregardless of, I want a triple crown. No, not triple crown. I just want to crown that support burst ability.
I see.
Because she already has like, what, 60,000 health, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I just want her to be like the best version because she's like a really good character. I want every character to have like a crown in like one thing that they're good at least.
I see.
And then, rebuilding old characters just for one team, and that can only really work with one team, is tough because there's always new characters I gotta save up for, which brings me to my second thing, which is saving up for that new, the drip marketing characters that we'll talk about in the news, but I'm just saving up for one of them in particular. But yes, just really having fun with the team. New team compositions are always fun. Just doing the event, which we'll talk about later on, the film festival, which is really fun, but I know everyone's still trying to get their way through it, and it's still pretty new, still ongoing, but we are going to talk about the 2 past events, so I'll save my favorites for then. But yeah, what have you been up to in Genshin? Anything new? Anything cool?
Not really, besides Spiral Abyss today. I've just been farming for Navia because I got Navia. She's super fun. Man, she's really fun. I'm really glad that
I feel bad for skipping her, really.
You should.
Yeah, like I have to
yeah.
save. I have to save for others.
You need to like just skip nobody. I'm just kidding. Okay, so you Yeah, I mean, it's just really fun. She has like a literal shotgun, and she just goes boom, and then the
I
enemies
know
take
that's I
tons
like
of
her whole
damage.
playstyle. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's crazy. And so I've been farming for her. I've been farming on my NA account for some characters, trying to level up some characters because I'm almost AR 55. The world's gonna get a little harder, but yeah, I've been playing some co-op with people on the server. It's been pretty fun. I have just
World
been
level
trying
eight's the
to.
maximum, right?
Yes, and I've just been trying to
Yeah. Okay.
like make sure that I have. I don't know. My Asia account is. I have a lot of characters that are really good. They're not like amazingly. I haven't put so much investment into a lot of characters, but trying to slowly build it out. And I want to definitely make a good Navia team. And but like working on Navia, Charlotte, and Farina right now. And then on my NA account, I'm working on Risley, and I went through my NA account and like followed and like I marked all the characters that I want to level up because I'm trying to play the game differently. I want to level up characters I didn't really use in my Asia account, with some exceptions. Like I still have Yoimiya and Dia. Like those are my two main ones. I have their weapons and everything. And then yeah, everyone else, I'm just trying out new 4 star, like different 4 stars I don't usually use, except Dory. I'm just leaving Dory at the bottom. And yeah, it's pretty interesting playing the game again. So that's pretty much it for me. It's been really fun, and it's been fun doing co-op. So if you want to come co-op with me, feel free to join the server. Okay, so let's move on to Genshin news. Alright, so first off in Genshin news, as usual, we have the birthdays. We have Nuvalette on December 17th, Layla on December 18th, Dory on December 20th, Tanari on December 28th, Zhongli on December 30th, and Wander on January 3rd. Yeah, so it's actually tomorrow.
You saw the poster for Zhongli, right?
Yeah.
How they put like his different costume.
Yeah, they keep
the
doing
big
it.
shoulders.
They keep doing it.
They don't have a skin.
They keep doing it,
Like,
man. I'm
the
hoping this
first
is the
Archon.
drip marketing for that.
Well,
I
the
hope
first
that's what it
good
is.
Archon. Yeah.
Because like I wouldn't be surprised if they announce it during the Lantern Rite live stream, right? Because that's the next live stream. Like the next patch is Lantern Rite, so we're definitely gonna see some Chinese New Year-esque costumes.
Yeah,
Now,
when was the last time they released skins? Was it summer?
freaking forever ago. Yeah, I don't know.
It has to be during the summer. I'm pretty sure.
When was it? That's a good question. I don't know, but the point is like, I hope that that's a very intentional drip marketing.
Oh, it was Klee and Kaya during the
Yeah, so it was the summer.
Yeah, it was
The Bottle Land event.
Mm-hmm. Bottle Land, that's what it was.
Dude, I can't believe they can get away with releasing like 2 costumes a year. Like, what?
They don't
I
need to
heard-
really
I
do
heard
more,
that-
and they already have a lot of income.
I know. I heard that like they don't want to oversaturate the game with like cosmetics because it gives the game like a cheap feel. But I don't remember if that was someone's opinion or if that was like actually like something specific, like actual research.
Well,
But
rarity makes valuable, right?
yeah, I know. But they could at least give every character 1. Like, I'm not saying give every character 5 skins off the bat, but like giving every character 1 after the game's been out for 3 years. You know what I mean? It's like, it'd be nice.
I think skins is like a backup way to, I guess, keep revenue afloat, keep it up. But
Maybe,
because it's
yeah.
Genshin, it's so huge, they really don't need to, because that's development time. And anytime you put things into like cosmetics or like especially around the character, that could be going into a new character.
Dude,
And
they
you could
released
just
that
keep
Zhongli skin, and they're gonna make more money than they've made on any banner, guaranteed.
Oh, I'm sure. Because
Yeah.
it's Zhongli. Everyone loves Zhongli.
Yeah, and you can't save up to buy him. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can if you've been buying battle passes and you've been saving those up. But you know,
They
it
should make a
costs real
skin for
money.
Hu Tao, the most popular character apparently.
Oh my gosh, yes, please give me Hu Tao skin. But yeah, so we have the birthdays. We have that Zhongli thing you're talking about. During his birthday, they showed that picture of him with the outfit that they showed, which is the same one and they show in the event that happened recently. The web event, sorry. Then there was HoyoFair. Woo! I wasn't in it this time, unfortunately, but HoyoFair was super good.
Oh, that was fun.
Dude,
Didn't watch everything, but yeah.
Oh, you didn't watch everything? Oh, man, you know that
No, I know there's
this
some
time
that
it
I
was
didn't.
half Genshin, half Honkai Star Rail, right?
Yeah, because they did a good mix. Because it's Hoyo Fair, not like
Yeah.
Genshin Fair.
Exactly.
So-
But it's the first time they've done Honkai Star Rail content. But for Genshin, what was your favorites?
Well, honestly, this is one of the times where they are slowly releasing like pictures of
Yeah, yeah.
the characters in like racing outfits with cars, and I thought that was more fascinating than
Oh,
than
then
to
most of
look
the
at
things and
because
stuff.
well because you're scrolling through Twitter or something and you're scrolling through like Reddit and all you see is like the characters in official artwork in a completely new world, and those like are like modern day skins with like racing themes to it, and everyone looks great, everyone looks amazing,
Yeah, it was
especially a
really
few
cool.
characters. Yeah. But yeah, that I think two short animations I knew I wanted to watch like right away was the one by Dylan Gu,
Hmm.
obviously,
And Super
always
Tai.
always good, and Subutai. I love those guys. They're fantastic because
So
they have story, they have effort, they have voice acting, they have great just overall
the
production value. I
choreo.
know there's some other ones too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Super Tai's one is gonna release a extended cut. Like they had to cut it down because of the time allotment for HoyoFair, so
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna
Oh,
release
I
an
know
extended
that
cut
that
later.
one should have definitely been longer,
Yeah.
which I understand, but for time
But my
constraints. But
favorite thing
that
about
was
that
great.
one was Farina. We can see her acting like they really showed like Farina's
The
dramatic
expressions, right?
expressions and poses, which we can't see in Genshin because the character models are just stiff whenever they're talking, right?
And it's
So,
close enough too. Like the voices, they're
oh
really
my
good.
god, the
Very
Farina
close.
girl are like, yo, I just want to shout out to the voice actress that did that Farina voice. So I want to give a quick shout out to Ariana Rosario, who was the Farina in that Subutai skit, and it was really just an amazing performance. Like it was so close to in not only voice profile but also like acting mannerisms, I guess. I don't know, to Farina, that it was just so fun.
Inflection, performance,
Yeah.
delivery, like heightened as emotions and sense. Yeah, it was really good. I mean, we all can hear. Like, I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, it doesn't sound exactly like her." Yeah, we get it, but it's close enough. Where if you just took that, like, particular performance and said, "Hey, this is Farina," you'd believe it. You would totally accept that. Especially Nouvellette too. You just get some guy with a nice deep voice and just make him sound important. It's actually really good.
I wonder if you could do
These
it,
guys are
Kahi.
doing really well.
All right,
No, I
Kahi,
can't.
Kahi, can you just say "be sanctified" for me? Go.
Be sanctified. A little too
All right,
deep, I think.
there's something there though. There's something there, Kahi. We'll revisit that later. um, yeah. So there was
Osmanthus wine. He says, "What is it? What does the line go? He says,
osmanthus wine.
this wine.
Tastes the same as I remember.
As I remembered. But where are those who share the memory?"
Yeah. All right, we'll practice. We'll practice later. I got you. And
We'll
then
fix it in post.
yeah, we'll fix it in post. And then yeah, I'm gonna do some voice acting events. Like I was gonna do it last year, but just things got away from me. So I'm gonna do that soon in the Discord. So if you're interested in that little fun, casual voice acting kind of activity, feel free to come join. So that was HoYoFair, and then there was the Genshin concert, the digital release, which was really nice. I didn't finish watching it. I just saw some clips from it, but it's always really cool to see what they do with the green screening and all this stuff with all the effects and the characters. Super nice. Did you watch it,
I've
Kai?
been seeing a lot. I didn't see the whole symphony, or the whole concert, but I've been seeing a lot more, classical composer reacts videos. A lot of like actual like industry people in that whole like sphere and community are
Yeah.
reacting more to Genshin music and video
Mm-hmm.
game music. I love it because especially
Yes.
since Marco Meatball, you remember him, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try to get him on
Marco
the
Meatball.
podcast this year.
Oh, I would love to. Like if, especially when he started to react and kind of like steer his channel into more Genshin stuff, and then kind of branch out too. He did make a big following with his Genshin reactions and analysis and breakdowns, especially with that Harbinger video
Oh
when he
yeah,
introduced
yeah.
all the
That's when I found out who he
Commedia
was when you showed
dell'arte.
me
Yeah.
that.
Oh man, that guy was fun. But yeah, especially since he's been inviting other classical composers and all the others other like production or producers of of that kind of content and music. They're all
Yeah.
getting getting their heads
Well,
turned in this
he's
direction,
been.
which
I
is
like
great.
that he's been advocating for the normalizing talking about video game music,
Yeah,
because video
game
game
music
music
is
has so
symphony. This is
much.
orchestra. Yeah,
Well,
this
it's
is
just
classical
in
music.
general, like in general, not even classical music, not even like that that specific. Like just video game music. Like video game music is an integral part of the experience of a video game,
Yeah, mainstream it, right?
right? And it's just the fact that a lot of people don't talk about it afterwards. Like there are many games where um like the music is instantly recognizable, but you don't hear people talking about that.
There's definitely a stigma between like the high class professional scene and then the video game scene. It's mostly because of like the audiences it draws. They're just too different, and they don't know how to blend it properly and still maintain like its quote unquote dignity or something. I don't know.
Okay, well, when we have Marco Rebo on the podcast one day, we'll ask it. You can
Yeah.
ask him everything you want.
Oh, I
Um,
love that guy.
so yeah, so there was the concert release, so feel free to go watch that if you haven't already. Now, the last thing in news is the drip marketing, like you mentioned earlier,
Ooh,
Kahi, for
yes. Hmm.
the Cloud Retainer in human form, which is
Finally.
Shen Yun, and Gaming, this other guy who is a 4-star, definitely, and he's it's funny because his name is localized. It just looks like gaming, like Gaming, like
Hmm.
Gaming, and you know, people were talking about like how it's originally like a Cantonese based name, so like they don't separate the like that's his whole name. It's not like Ga Ming, where like Ming is the last name. No, it's like it's just his name. And so some people are talking about it sparked a conversation about localization and Chinese names specifically, but it's a very interesting thing to look into if you go check out
Oh, localization. Isn't
other
that a
people,
topic?
they'll talk about it. Yeah, I love that topic. I would love to talk about more about that eventually, but for now, it does exist. It is a thing, and those are characters coming out. And Kahia, I believe you are saving for Xianyun, is that right? That's why you're not going
Shanyun,
for
yep.
our girl Navia?
I'm sorry, but when you bring out a character that's literally
Dude,
at
you're gonna
depth
make her
as
cry
God,
again.
that's her thing. That she's gonna cry no matter what.
Dude, she cried in
But
the Dylan Goose special too, in the
I
HoyoFair
know
thing.
it
I
was
was like,
so
oh
good.
no, Navia. Yeah, so yeah, I'm also excited
Yeah,
for
definitely
Cloud
saving.
Trainer. Yeah. But Gaming, I don't know. I have to see his kit. Like, I'm really curious, like, what he's gonna be. I think he's
He's
fire.
Pyro.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
pyro.
Pyro kids. So definitely has competition with Bennett. Definitely not going to be better than Bennett. I can guarantee you
I
that.
mean, we'll see, right? Like, maybe he's the Bennett we've been waiting for, the Bennett replacement we've been waiting for. Maybe he's also a universal buffer healer. Like, dude, it's crazy. I was talking about this the other day. Like, we were talking about how there's like power creep in Genshin. Like,
Hmm.
or people were saying there's power creep in Genshin. Like, oh, like, power creep, for those of you that don't know, is when like the company keeps releasing newer characters, and each new character is more powerful than the last. So like the old characters become less relevant. But I was like, yeah, sure, Genshin has power creep. The game where the most meta characters, the most effective characters to use
Year
are
one.
1.0 characters, like from the original base game. Like that's,
Uh,
I don't know. Maybe the DPSs are sort of power creeped, but I mean those supports, man, they're just too strong. So I really hope we get replacements for them soon. But I don't think they can change the old ones. They just have to change the way the game is played to really get people to stop using them.
just make them look better. Give them better like aesthetics and
Well, then people
cosmetic
will
appeal.
definitely want to use them.
It's
You know?
cosmetic creep.
Dude, this game does not have cosmetic creep. They get new costumes.
It's pretty
every,
creep, not
like,
power creep.
Okay. All right. So that's it for news. Let's move on to our first topic, which is 4.3 and Navia. So here we go.
Hmm. So
Okay. So
Navia
the
is just like a
first thing-
big central topic of this
Yeah.
entire expansion.
What have you heard about Navia?
Like what do you mean? Like her
I don't
kit
know.
or
What impressions do you
playstyle?
have about Navia? Like, I know you don't have
Okay.
her, but like, what are your?
I don't have her. I like Navia. I really do. Her style
Better.
is unique, of course. You can't hate Navia, but like as a character, as a playable character, I do like how she has like one of the only like few like aiming modes of her skill. It's a really hard hitting skill because it's Geo, and it's like you can build up charges to make the elemental skill a lot stronger, and she's a claymore user, so she has power kind of like built into her kit naturally. The issue is that it is still Geo. There's very few things that you can interact with Geo. It's just you make shards, you make a shield. I mean, there's already a lot of sustained characters that make shields or heal. I mean, you can't really get
Wait,
health
wait.
back with a
Oh yeah. Okay.
shield.
So you probably don't know this because I just found this
Mhm.
out. Do you know how Navia's bullets work?
When you gain a crystal shard, it gets a charge, but you can have up to 6. Like once you have
Yeah.
3,
And
it's like level 1
it collects
power.
them
Yeah.
off field too, like when she's off field.
Yeah, when you're not on the field, right?
Yeah.
So
So
you can
like
still build her up off the
yeah.
field. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that you can slowly build up power for another character, like almost like another energy bar. Um, like you accumulate stacks with another character, or accumulate healing with another character, switch to the other character and spend it. So it's like a builder and a spender mechanic. It's kind of like a lot of MMOs that I remember. But as far as I'm gonna bring it back to aesthetics and cosmetics and whatever. I do like Navia, but for just simply knowing that there are characters coming out later that I know I'm gonna love even more, that's one of the reasons why I have to
Aesthetically,
just keep
asterisk.
saving. Yeah, aesthetics, right. If I have so many characters already, I just can't fall into the trap of always wanting this new character and new character and new character, because I have like over 60 characters, but I only have 10 team slots. I can only have a maximum of 40 in use, and even I have like duplicates on other character teams.
Yeah.
So I like Navia as a character, as a kit, as like her playstyle. It's good. It's just not enticing enough for me to spend. I mean, I'm not spending money right now, but like I have all these wishes saved up, knowing that there's better ones coming. So
Right.
that's the only thing holding me back. Like I know I'm gonna find someone newer. So you have Navia, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is your favorite thing about having Navia?
Big number.
Of course, everybody likes big number.
Yeah.
But does a big number come out during the burst or during the skill?
No, it's the skill. So, she shotguns them really fast, and it's really cool. It's really satisfying. It's really nice to use Geo because Geo is strong against everything by itself. It's not like, it's not like it does things where you have to do a elemental reaction for it to be good. Like it's just strong by itself against other elements.
Like kind of like flat number, like physical damage,
Yeah,
but just with an
yeah.
elemental twist.
Exactly. So I just really, it's really satisfying. It's really nice to play Navia after like seeing her in the story for so long, and yeah, it's just really funny. I like when she like takes out her sunglasses out of nowhere and stuff.
She's too cool.
It's been fun. Like honestly, I was I was talking to some people in the server about how like Ito was the last Geo character that came out, and since then, the best thing Geo, like people who love Geo the most play for damage, is like Albedo,
Goro.
Ito, or no for damage like Ito, Noel.
Isn't Goro supporting damage?
Yeah, I meant like
Because I've always seen him.
for DPS, like for the DPS is
Specifically,
Noel
yeah, on field.
C6, Ningguang,
Mhm.
Ito, or Albedo, right? And all of them scale
Right.
off of defense, and it's like kind of tough to build them, and you have to like you gotta jump through a couple hoops to get like high damage. But Navia is like just straight up damage, attack based, DPS, doing geo damage, and she does this cool like shotgun thing where she just like no matter how, like my Navia is level 70, and I did like Abyss floor 11 with her, and she destroyed everything. Like she's level 70 and her gear's not optimized. I have the Unforged on her. I don't even have her weapon. I just have like this random other weapon that I never used for anybody else, but thought I could use it on her for.
That's the other golden sword, right?
Yeah, and it's been great.
I
like
love that one.
It's just been super cool. Like I never had a character to use it for, honestly, and I'm just using it now.
Noel.
But it's been fun. I mean, yes, but I never got around to actually like building my Noel, DPS Noel, and now I probably won't for a while until they maybe have like a new costume for her or something. But it's just been fun. She's super fun. She's a little fresh, like adds a lot of freshness to the game, to the gameplay too.
It reminds you about Geo, if anything.
Yeah, it reminds me like, oh, Geo's a thing, an element in this game,
Yeah, because the thing is, Geo has always been only able to buff Geo. Like you have like the shield resonance, which does more damage, but the Geo I think does of course need a little bit more focus somehow, some way. I don't know how they're ever gonna do that. I still remember my whole magnetism idea.
Yeah,
Like you
remember,
have a
like
geoconstruct.
what they're doing with
It's just
Chevreuse next patch, like
hmm
augmenting reactions
yeah,
to do
or like
something
buffing
different.
specifically like specific team compositions because you
Exactly,
benefit more from having Pyro and Electro.
exactly.
But what was the last one that did that? Nilu. Nilu did the same thing
Yeah,
with Hydro and Dendro. Like if you only have that in your team, her blooms get better,
yeah,
which is good. So
yep.
either they gotta buff Geo as an element or come up with another
I mean, even
character that has that.
like Lynette has like all four characters. She wants as many characters to be unique. So if you have four different elements in the
hmm
party, she gets more stats. Linny gets it if you have three Pyro characters in your team at least. And then
Is it three?
Chevreuse, yeah, three, because there's
Oh,
always the flex slot. And then Chevreuse wants to have Pyro and Overload for Pyro and Electro for Overload reactions, which is so cool. So I'm really looking forward to being able to use Dia and Beidou and try to find something interesting to build. Maybe Yoimiya to ride in. Right, it'll be really fun. Now, yeah. So Navia's there. There's a lot of fun stuff coming. The other thing I want to talk about is the optimization. So there's so many quality of life
oh
things.
yes,
Dude, people, I'm not
love
even
it.
used to it. Like whenever I level artifacts, I'm like waiting for the window to pop up after I level,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, thank goodness,
Like
like
sometimes I
the
miss like seeing the stat just show the number already. That's all I wanted to know.
right, yeah. So it's really great that people that are playing now get to experience this. It is very optimized. The one-click expeditions is really
That is
nice.
my favorite. Like I did not realize exactly how often I was going there. I was
Mm-hmm.
There are some days I actively avoided
Every
it because I
day.
didn't want to click that much.
Yep.
But then I went there, I clicked, send them
You're
out
like,
again.
do I need the materials enough today
I
that I
want
have
to
to
do it
click for that?
now.
Yeah.
Like it is now easier to do that tedious work and get
Yeah.
all the mining things, all the fruit, all the meat to cook some stuff with,
Yeah.
and it
Now,
really does help.
the next thing they need to let us do is put down the parametric transformer and the crystal fly trap and stuff like permanently down somewhere so I don't have to keep using it.
hmm
But let me put it in my
You know one
teapot or
thing.
something.
You know one thing that I thought I was gonna use, but I actually haven't. It's the artifact filter.
Yeah.
Because I only keep artifacts that have stats based on that artifact. Like, if this is an artifact set that benefits like HP builds, anything that has defense, I'm just getting rid of that and putting it into like the recycler or just
Right.
the alchemy table. So I don't actually have a lot of them to filter through, anyways. So I mean, it's loadouts is what I really wanted. Like, I want to give this set, save it, and then give it to someone else, and then
Yeah.
give that to
I
someone else.
I
That's all.
also
That's what I
personally
wanted.
think that like that would help me more because then once I find the set that I want, like the piece I want for the set, then I lock that as a preset and then I just get rid of everything else
hmm
versus like specific stats. But it's a step forward. You know what I mean? It is a step forward. I haven't used it much
Yeah, they're
myself
going in a
either,
good direction. Yes,
but
I like that. They're
definitely
focusing
better
on the
than
core
nothing.
game again. Yeah, they're refocusing on like rebuilding the game from its core back up. Like they're revisiting old zones for like the quests. You know, realizing like certain quests are like just unnecessary and they give people a chance to skip it, or they completely like take that away from a prerequisite to enter a zone. So they are looking back and they're kind of bringing some stuff forward, freshening up the game. But we still got like at least 3 more good years until we even see something close to the end of this game. So it's
Right.
just nice that we're looking at it now.
Yeah, and I just hope that the experience gets better and easier for people who have been playing a long time, but also for people who are new. So we'll see. So that's pretty much all I have to say about like those updates and Navia. So let's move on to the story from the last event, from the last patch, which we didn't really get a chance to talk about, which was the Thelxie story with the
The
penguin and
time
the
limited story,
Fremine
yes.
and the what's it called? Like the irrational imagination disease thing that I forgot the name of it.
hmm
Um but yeah, how like what are just like, we don't have to spend we don't
It's
have
a
to
sad
spend too much
story.
time
Yeah.
on this. Yeah, it was like pretty much like a Fremine story quest in a way, I think. But what do you think of like what were some moments that stuck out to you from it?
I love how they're being very sly and like subtle about certain suggestions and insinuations that Paimon is actually more important than anyone else in this game. because of the role that she took on in that story, being like the important queen or princess or something. She was a more prominent figure in that whole play, in that whole make believe story session. But then you also had that very subtle hint at the very end, when you actually got to see the kid through like some special lens, like of reality, like it pierced reality, because like that story they were making up, you could actually see him at the very end and just until he disappeared.
Right.
So either that is something that was already able to happen, and that's the first time we're experiencing it, or something is changing where it's slowly letting us experience those kinds of things now. Or like
Mm-hmm.
there was always been what was it? I remember in Inazuma, like we had this lens where only if you look through the lens you could actually see like creatures, or you could actually see like parts of the statue like glowing, because
Right.
your mortal eyes can see it. Because we even had the yokai, even like the whole yokai village, which supposedly exists over there, but we've never actually seen the area. Like there is this whole dimensionality going on. Like there is a certain subset of reality either hidden as a storybook or as some kind of zone within some kind of ancient creature like the Milazines. So we're, even though it's a side story and the event's done, it's almost like a confirmation that yes, these things here exist. You can actually see them. They exist alongside us. And so here's one instance where you can kind of experience that. So that's one thing that I got out of this whole thing, that just it is able to occur, and we are able to see it with certain mechanics, like, or someone invented a mechanic to see it.
Right.
I mean, as far as story, it's a good fun story. It's very lighthearted. It's kind of sad, dude. Really, it's really sad when you think about it.
It is pretty sad, yeah.
Mm. You had a favorite story moment?
Yeah, I think that whole realization that like the mom was actually the one that was sick. Like it was that the boy had already passed away, that he wasn't there anymore, and she was coping.
Yeah.
Like when that moment where you figure that out, and you can assume something is up, but like whether it was going to be exactly that, I'm sure some people were able to predict it, but I was really kind of just going along with the ride and just like listening to what was happening and being like, okay, we have to save the sun, and she made the penguin for the sun and all this stuff. But to find out that it was the mom was really sad, and yeah, it was a really, I think it was a very
Heartwarming.
it was a very emotional,
Touching.
journey going through it. But I guess like that was just the thing that stuck out to me the most was that. And then yeah, the kid at the end, seeing him, like that did stick out to me, like that they said that, like, oh, I guess you could just see it now, like that realm, and that all the worlds in our heads are actually exist somewhere else, kind of thing. Made me think of Honkai, to be honest, but yeah, like the universe bubbles. But
I mean, we are kind of like piercing that veil slightly with the whole appearance of
yeah, a little at a time, the whale, Skirk, and all this stuff.
Skirk, yeah. Just the confirmation that these things are happening, like as we are seeing our own reality. There's parallel realities, dimensions. There's pockets, dimensions. There's like dreams that actually can occur. There's looping. There's worlds that loop in time.
Right.
Interesting.
Well, I really enjoyed the puzzle in the event, like the little like connect the circuits thing. Where you have to make the penguins like go on the circuits or whatever. I really like that.
It was cute. I mean, it's like it teaches you a little bit about how circuitry can occur, like how you can purposefully stop things. It's just like
it's very basic
introductory.
Concept, but like it's I just like that kind of puzzle, like with the try not to make the paths cross, like kind of thing. So that was fun for me. Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much it for that story quest, that event. Like I said, it was basically like a Fremine story quest. If you haven't seen it and you like Fremine, I definitely recommend going on YouTube and watching it. It was very heartwarming. Okay, so we let's move on to our community question discussion. Okay, so last week's question, what are you looking forward to most from 4.3? So we're well into 4.3 now, but let's go ahead and share some of the things that some people were saying that they liked. So I actually ended up changing the description of this question to what were you looking forward to slash what do you like the most? Because the last episode came out during 4.3 already, had come out for a couple days. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we'll see what people said. So let's go with Discord first. Just a couple of responses here, which is Fox with Wings says, I'm really enjoying the sheep herding co-op mini game in the latest event. I got to play it with my friends here in this community, and it was just too funny. Other than that, I really enjoyed the secret quest achievement about the Leroy family. I thought it was very deep and shocking story, which generated a super cool discussion on the silly achievement of the day thread about the different endings you can get based on your choices. Oh, interesting. I have to check that later. Salido says the quality of life upgrades were great. I get my artifacts faster to strongbox them faster to strongbox them faster, and every now and then one locks and I just get confused. Oh yes, this classic Salido comment. Gilak55 says Mafia, and then he crossed out the word Mafia, Princess, Navia, and Princess Ayaka. Haven't started the event yet, but I hope they have some socks. Wait, what? Okay. And then Cloudy says, Rose is a Musket storyline. It was so nice seeing all the characters together and seeing Farina again. Yes, I'm glad how much we get to see Farina recently. Like, I love that she's still very active in the story and in all the events so far. So that'll be fun. Unfortunately, she probably won't be in the Beetle, Arataki Beetle event, but you know, Ito will be there, so that'll be fun. What about on Spotify, Kahi?
So on Spotify, we have the most recent one. Octira says, I am most excited for Raiden Shogun rerun in 4.3. She has evaded me every banner so far, but this time I have 60,000 primos saved with her name on them. Guaranteed, Octira, guaranteed. Even if you miss and like you lose a 50-50, guaranteed. Next one. Guaranteed next one. Oh, good luck. The Prinzessin der Verrutelung says, definitely Yoimi a rerun. And I deleted my old comment. It's still there, Yori rerun. I fell in love with Navia's playstyle, so I pulled for her. Still saving for Thundering Pulse, so Official can be happy. Yes, I am actually looking forward to the weapon banner the most, because first of all, this is the first Claymore that's an actual axe. Then you have the most like powerful bow in the game. Definitely need that for at least one bow character I'm going to use a lot. Next up we have Kaidehara Jr. says Chevrus. Yes, Chevrus actually, I played her really quick during the film festival story. She actually feels really smooth. This Scubagooba says playing with Navia. I have been saving everything. Yep, Navia is a fun character. I see like really fun clips. Her elemental skill does bonkers damage, which is great. I like that. Next up we have Rat, who says definitely looking forward to Navia. James also says Navia, no words. Wait a second, James, aren't you the one that likes to use hashtag Klee a lot? Could be thinking of someone else though. Next one you have UC, what is it? Uclavin? Interesting. Raiden Shogun Wish. Yes, if someone was new to the game and they're coming in this patch, I'm going to beg them to get Raiden Shogun. I know they like Navia. I know everyone loves Navia. But if you had to choose between Navia and Raiden Shogun, I have to tell you the truth and say Raiden Shogun.
Navia.
I'm sorry. No, it's wrong. It's wrong. You're speaking emotionally. Next up, we have Amel Strange says, gonna pull Engulfing Lightning and Thundering Pulse. Finally, yes. We definitely need some good weapons. Like, we have good characters, but if we don't have a good weapon, they're not that great.
Oh crap, I want Engulfing Lightning.
Yep.
Oh well.
Next up, The Quiet Gem says, the banners and the movie. Okay, the movie, like the film festival event? Is that what you mean? Or something else? Like there's another movie or video? I'm gonna think you're talking about the film festival thing. Like the movie that we're making in the story. But yeah, that is all we have on Spotify. For our next week's question, we've had a lot of characters over the past few years, like ever since like 2020, well 2019 technically. But there's been over 65 I think characters currently playable right now. I know their banners may not be here, but they'll be back eventually, right? But of all these characters, I'm sure there's at least one that was like the absolute perfect fit for some of you out there. Like, some people think Zhongli is like their perfect character because you have an impenetrable shield. Some people think Raiden Shogun's the best because you have the Lightning Empress herself. Some people like Venti, like obviously the Archons, but some people like Eula. Some people like Jean. Some people like Diluc. So I'm curious, has your perfect character made their appearance yet? And who is it? Or who or what are you waiting for? So what are you waiting for? Or who are you waiting for? Or has your character, your perfect character, shown up? Who is it? I think I have my answer, but I'll save that for next week when we reveal the answers from the community. But Josh?
All right, that wraps up our community question discussion. So let's go to our last segment, One Last Wish.
ワクワクする事件が間もなく起きる。そんな予感がするよ。
Oh, been a while. I have 86 wishes saved up. I love that number.
So you're gonna do that one pull for Navia? Huh?
I need the weapon. If anything, I need a weapon.
What? No,
I
Navia.
do. I need the Claymore. Navia will make a rerun. Don't worry.
Okay, so you want her Claymore for who?
Either Dia or
you don't have Dia's weapon?
Oh, I do have Dia's weapon, but it's a golden axe. It looks great. It looks crazy.
Actually, it does look cool. It would look cool on Dia, huh?
You know, golden mane with the golden axe.
Huh. Okay. All right.
Oh, sorry, flame mane. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dia mains. I meant flame mane.
You ready?
Yep, I'll go first. I'm gonna roll on the weapon banner, going from 86 to 85. And it is blue. I have a blue weapon. No.
Oh no.
It's a ball. Ugh.
Gross.
Alright, your turn.
Alright, I'm rolling for Navia on my NA account, and it is, I'm like at 50 pity or something, so we'll see what happens. Alright, and here we go. And it's blue.
No.
It's a magic guide. Ooh. So cool. I just needed magic guide. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, a bow versus a book. I think we know who wins that one.
Yep. The sword.
The pen.
The pen is mightier than the bow in the book. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up the show for today. Thank you all for listening. Next week we will probably do a quiz episode. So if you haven't done that in a while, look forward to it. It should be fun. You know, as always, I just want to remind you of the shout out. Join the Discord. You know, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. Leave us a comment and a review. We'd really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Twitter as well at Genshin Guys Pod, or me at JSide Gaming, on twitch.tv/JSide. Kahi on YouTube and Twitter at Kahiao, Kahiayao. And as always,
Ad Astra Abyssosque.
星と支援を目指せ
Enjoy and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!